So let's start with the Packers. As you know, I often talk about the Packers. I'm Mr. Negative. Oh, wait, Mr. Accurate. You don't like Aaron Rodgers. No, I don't like some qualities about him. I think he's a great quarterback. So I look at the box score after games. I'm not sure what Green Bay does well. 16 first downs, 0-6 on third down, 38 yards rushing, 9 penalties, never had the football time of possession. I don't know what they do well. It's why I keep betting against them every week. Through 3 quarters, Allen Lazard was the only receiver with a catch. Yes, it's bad, but it's also totally, utterly predictable. The two primary issues both relate to Aaron. This young wide receiver group, we said this before the season, they need a trusting, patient, mentoring Green Bay quarterback, not an eye-rolling, cool, and snarky quarterback. I said before the season, as I picked them to finish second in their division, I don't think Aaron, single guy getting close to 40, struggles with his own family. It's not my opinion. I've heard it and seen it. He's not built for this group. It's not his personality fit. It's okay. Aaron is what he is. He's really good at what he is. The second issue, and I've been saying this for years, you become your quarterback. You take the personality. Josh Allen will run over people. Buffalo is physical. Mahomes is flashy and coachable. That's what Kansas City is. Aaron's a bailer. He's not a baller. When the sun is shining, he's great. When the clouds roll in, he hides. This team is lousy in second halves. They're lousy against adversity and crisis and trouble. The first sign of storm clouds rolling in, they curl up. That's Aaron Rodgers. He's great when he's comfortable. He's passive-aggressive personality guy. He doesn't like conflict. It's eye-rolling. It's finger-pointing. And too often I hear, and this is what drives me nuts, it's always, he's above it all, right? That's why he's talking about retirement. That'll be your problem. I'll be gone. You know, Matt LaFleur's staff, those guys, I want more I want more all in. And I'm just not showing up on a Monday morning saying this. I've been saying this for years now. He always feels like he's above the fray. Mahomes feels like he's right smack dab in the middle of that thing. Josh Allen is right in the middle of Buffalo. He loves Buffalo. He's all in. He's never going to retire. He's going to take the hits. He's all in for his team. Aaron's above it all with his Hollywood friends. Don't love it. He always talks about manifesting things. Start manifesting community and team and us. Get out of the bad body language. I'll give a young quarterback the hat on backwards, the Kenny Pickett mistakes. They're young. They're kids. Aaron's now 40, getting real close to it. Like, let's move on. See a therapist. Put your arms around him. Trust the kids. Credit to Tony Dungy on NBC last night who called him out on this stuff. It's like there's wide open receivers. Literally through 3 quarters, Allen Lazard's the only receiver with a catch. You tell me nobody was open? Come on now. Nobody is open? As I said, I don't think he's built for this group. I don't think Aaron's washed. I don't buy it. If you gave him an elite experienced receiver, Chase Claypool from Pittsburgh, he'd be fine. Aaron's not washed. He throws a beautiful ball. But his personality is a bad fit. He's not a mentor. He's not a parent. He's cool. He's snarky. He's above it all. That's who he is. That's his personality. So Green Bay's front office made a real mistake by not getting him experienced, dependable receiver. Sammy Watkins never healthy. Randall Cobb's his buddy, struggling now to stay on the field. This was a predictable mess. It's a mess, but it's completely, utterly predictable. All right, Kansas City, San Francisco. I should have figured this out. This is my bad. Have you ever in your life, you get something new, you work on it, you're trying to get something new, and as you're getting something new and paying attention to the new, you kind of disregard other stuff you should be paying attention to? That's the old magic trick. Magicians make you look at the left hand, look over here, and then they're finding something over there. So when I watched San Francisco, Kansas City, San Francisco spent the week on the phone upstairs trying to get Christian McCaffrey. I mean, it was a long deal, multiple teams interested. And then when they got Christian McCaffrey, they spent the last 36 hours up to game time figuring out how to get Christian McCaffrey the ball. And coached the defense up. They didn't spend time on the details. And in the end, in the second half, they had no second gear. They spent so much time this week. This is my bad. I should have predicted this. They spent so much time on the McCaffrey deal, trying to pull it off and then getting him and flying him out and then figuring out a way, how do we get him touches? And he got way more touches than I would have thought. But you can tell they spent an inordinate amount of time figuring out how to get Christian McCaffrey the ball. They probably would have been better served, giving him a couple red zone plays, that's it, and worried about the defense. Listen, my takeaway in this game is Kansas City's very good. We all know that. And San Francisco's going to be very good, and you're doubting that. But I love San Francisco's roster, although 7-8 really good players still aren't healthy. I love their coach, and they're one game out of first place. The Niners are fine. They ran into a buzzsaw, and I think it came across as a very distracted performance. Listen, if you look at the box score, they had more first downs. They had 18 passing first downs. They were good on third down. They had 450 yards, 6.5 yards a play, almost 7 yards a pass, dominate time of possession. Kansas City and Niners had about the same amount of penalties, but they didn't look like they took care of the little stuff, a lot of leaks in that defense. And now, for all of you that don't like Jimmy Garoppolo, you're saying, I told you so. I told you so. You also told me that on the Bengals, and I said, just be patient. It takes time for stuff to heal for Joe Burrow. It takes time for players to get involved and get healthy. Folks, we're only in week 7. We go 17 weeks on this stuff, and the Niners are a game out of first place. They have got a 4-week stretch of Mahomes, Stafford, Herbert, and Kyler. You think Jimmy is worse than all those guys. And if he goes 1-3, then come back to me, you win. But the history of the NFL isn't team with the best, most talented quarterback wins all the Super Bowls. Yes, when you put Mahomes and Jimmy Garoppolo on the same field, he looks small. Outside of Joe Burrow and Josh Allen, who do you put on the field in the NFL this morning with Patrick Mahomes that doesn't look a little small? Josh Allen looks the part. Joe Burrow increasingly looks the part. He went into Kansas City and won a playoff game. But guess what? Garoppolo doesn't have to face those guys in the playoffs. They're all AFC guys. Allen's in the AFC. Burrow's in the AFC. Mahomes is in the AFC. This morning, you know what Jimmy Garoppolo's going to get? Old Tom Brady distracted. Aaron Rodgers with no number one receiver. Shrinks in the big game, Kirk Cousins. No playoff wins, Jalen Hurts. The Brian Daboll story with Daniel Jones and Dak Prescott. That's Jimmy Garoppolo's path to the Super Bowl. It's not Mahomes. It's not Allen. And it's not Burrow. And he's not close to those guys. I was joking this morning with the staff. You could be a decent-looking guy, but if you walked into a room with George Clooney and he's wearing a tux, you're going to look ugly. You put anybody in this league not named Burrow and Josh Allen in a game against Patrick Mahomes, they look really, really small. So Kansas City's good. Shocker. San Francisco will be. You're doubting that. We're going to find out a lot more in the next 4 weeks because we get Stafford, and we get Kyler, and then we get Herbert, and now McCaffrey's going to get 4 or 5 practices for the Niners. Now every week they're going to get about 2 more defensive players in. I think they're going to be fine. It's overreaction Monday. You folks told me the season was over for Cincinnati. I said, take a deep breath. They're going to be fine. And this morning, I wouldn't want to play Cincinnati. I don't think Kansas City or Buffalo or Philadelphia would want to play Cincinnati. Take a deep breath. We're all going to be okay. San Francisco's going to be okay. 1 game out of first place in a increasingly bizarro division where Seattle leads. I can't even explain that. Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from The Herd or go watch a few segments from other shows on FS1.